Okay, I'm turning over my script.
Good.
So
Good.
Hopefully I'm completely memorized.
Yep. Just want to make sure that you're all good. Here we are in the temple.
Ready? Okay, everybody, this is church. This is God's house. When you want to talk to him, you just come in here and sit on one of those long chairs and start talking, but not too loud, or else you might wake up one of those statues, and they are praying to Jesus. Oh, I forgot to tell you, when you hear the name Jesus, you have to bow your head, or else you'll have a dark spot on your soul. This is a statue of Jesus' mother, Blessed Virgin Mary. She's not as important, so you don't have to bow your head when you hear her name. And this is a statue of Jesus' father. Hey, you didn't bow your head. You're going to get a sin in your soul and go straight to hell. And in hell, it's really hot and you sweat a lot, and these little devils come and they bite you all over the place. But if you're really good, you get to go to heaven. And in heaven, they have this big refrigerator full of lots of food, like ice cream and chocolate and donuts, and it never runs out. But the best part about heaven would have to be that you could talk to anybody that you want. Let's just say I wanted to talk to Cleopatra. Well, I'll just go up to one of the saints and get a permission slip and fill it out and give it to Jesus. Hey, you didn't bow your head again. Okay, I told you. And then I would fly across heaven, because when you get there, they give you wings. And I'd have a nice little chat with Cleopatra. I just hope everyone I like gets accepted into heaven, or else I'll never see them again. Scene.
Yeah.
Hype me up. Hype me up.
Should I start?
Yes.
Don't you get it, Charlie? I can't feel that. It's sweet and everything, but it's like you're not even there sometimes. It's great that you can listen and be a shoulder to someone, but what about when someone needs more than just a shoulder? Look, you can't just sit there and put everybody's lives ahead of yours and think that counts as love. You just can't. You have to do things like taking their hands when a slow song comes on for a change, or being the one to ask someone out on a first date. You have to actually tell people what you need and what you want. Like on the dance floor. I know you wanted to kiss me, but why didn't you? I told you not to think of me that way 9 months ago because of what I'm saying right now. It's not because of Craig. It's not because I didn't think you were great. It's just, I don't want to be somebody's crush. If someone likes me, I want them to like the real me, not what they think I am. And I definitely don't want them to carry it around inside. I want them to show me, so I can feel it too. I guess.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, River.
This is from Crimes of the Heart. It's Meg. I could just wring her neck. She lied. She sat in the hospital room and shamelessly lied to old granddaddy. She went on and on, telling such untrue stories and lies. Like, for one thing, she said she was going to have an RCA Red Book coming out with her picture on the cover, when this very afternoon, she told me all she's done this year is work as a clerk for a dog food company. And then she goes on to say that she'll be appearing on the Johnny Carson show in 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks' time? My old granddaddy's got a TV set right in his room. Imagine what a letdown it's going to be. Oh, and she said that the reason she didn't come home for Christmas was because she was in the middle of making a huge multi-million-dollar motion picture, and it was shut under too much pressure. The movie's called Singing a Shoe Factory, but she always a small leading role, not a large leading role. Oh, God, I can't help it. I'm sizzling. Who ate this candy? Meg. My one birthday present, and look what she's done. Where she's taken one little bite out of each piece and then just put it back in. That is just like her. And I can't help it. It makes me mad. It deployments always went wild. She started smoking and drinking when she was 14 years old, never made good grades, never made her own bed, but somehow she always seemed to get what she wanted. She's the one who got singing and dancing lessons, a store for a dress sweater who's in your prom. Wait, do you remember how Meg always got to wear 12 jigger balls on her petticoats while we were only allowed 3 apiece? Why? Why should old grandma let her get 12 while we were only allowed 3? I can't help it. It gets me mad. I resent it. I do.
Scene. Yeah. That was awesome, Jenize.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
All right. And see. At first, there's this terrible shock, and you're sick and shattered. Then comes this period where you're more or less numb. With the people coming by the house and telephoning and bringing you food. It's like you're in this kind of unreal state. Like half sitting, but half awake. And then you go with your father to pick out the casket. And you listen as he talks with the undertaker about her makeup and clothing and the flowers. And this is when reality begins to set in. And then there's the funeral home. And for 2 afternoons and evenings you're there, and people come and they say nice things and you nod respectfully and they sign the register and then leave. And you watch them through the windows as they go off to their cars. You see them talking, laughing, and making plans. Already their minds are off my mother. Back to living their normal lives again. And at the cemetery, you see some of them again. Those who were especially close with Mother, her dear friends. The sun beats so hot on my back, and I feel every drip of perspiration dripping down my sides. It is so quiet. My heart beats out of my chest, and the only sound is the wind swaying the trees back and forth. A few words are said over the casket, but I don't remember them because I wasn't listening. I didn't give a damn about the words. I just wanted her back. Afterwards, we go home. My father, brothers, and I sit in the kitchen. Although there's so much to say, the only thing that seems to feel right is sitting there in complete, utter silence. The whole house is like a shadow of what it was like when she was still alive. But Mother is still around. Because she's in my memories. I can still hear her laugh. And I hear her footsteps creaking on the porch. out on the deck as she talks with Angelique on the phone like she would every day, and I hear her talking with my dad in the kitchen and calling our names for dinner like she would every night, and I hear her upstairs in the laundry room as she folds laundry, humming that same little tune that she always would. She's gone, but she's still here. Now she's everywhere. And as time passes, the sadness passes too. Every day you come a little more out of the fog. You get back your laughter and you get on with living. But there is still like this deep emptiness. And maybe there always will be, but slowly you adjust. And I know she'll always be here. Always. Because my mother's spirit will never die. See.
Yeah.
Time. So tell us who you are, Charles.
I am Cervantes from Man of La Macha.
Awesome.
All right. Here goes nothing. I have lived nearly 50 years, and I've seen life as it is. Pain, misery, hunger, cruelty beyond belief. I've heard the singing from taverns and moans from bundles of filth on the streets. I've been a soldier and seen my comrades fall in battle or die more slowly under the lash in Africa. I held them in my arms at the final moment. These men who saw life as it is, yet they died despairing. No glory, no gallant last words, only their eyes filled with confusion, whimpering the question why. I do not think they asked why they had lived or why they were dying. When life itself seems lunatic, who knows where madness lies? Perhaps to be too practical is madness. To surrender dreams, this may be madness. To seek treasure where there is only trash may be madness. Too much sanity may be madness, and maddest of all, to see life as it is and not as it should be. Scene.
Yeah.
Love it.
What's the title? What's the source?
Oh, sorry, I was gonna go right into it.
I know.
It's from Never Been Kissed, and it's basically just the main character's monologue at the end of the show, and everything's just coming to light.
Okay, great.
Let me tell you something. I don't care about being prom queen. I'm 25 years old. I'm here as an undercover reporter for the Sun-Times, for God's sake, and I've been beating my brains out trying to impress you people. Guy, Gibby, the rest of you people who've been keeping the geeks down through the ages, you'll spend your lives keeping other people down because it makes you feel more important. And you'll miss out on so much. Why her, huh? What did she ever do to you? Let me tell you something about this girl. She is unbelievable. I was new here and she befriended me, no questions asked, but you people only liked me after my brother Rob posed as a student and told you to like me. But you know what? I have to thank you because I got to go to an amazing prom and be prom queen. I got to be cool and it felt good. But not as good as being myself. And to all of you, there's a huge world out there, bigger than prom, bigger than high school. And when you get there, it won't matter if you were prom queen, the quarterback, or the biggest nerd in school. What will matter is that you don't regret who you were, who you are. What if Steven Spielberg had quit the audiovisual club because it wasn't cool enough? What if Michael Jordan never went back to basketball after he got cut from his high school team? In this room, right now, there could be a future Nobel Prize winner, a Supreme Court justice, an amazing mom. Find out who you are and don't be afraid of it.
Yeah.
This is Sheila's monologue from a chorus line. Okay. I'm Sheila Bryant, really Sarah Rosemary Bryant, which I really hate. I was born August 8th, 1943, in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm going to be 30 real soon, and I'm real glad. What do you want to know about me first? Well, I wanted to be a prima ballerina. That light, what color is that? Do you have anything softer? Well, like I said, I wanted to be a ballerina because my mother was a ballerina until my father made her give it up. My parents, my mother. My mother was raised like a little nun. She couldn't go out, she couldn't even babysit, but she wanted to be a dancer. And she had all these scholarships and all that. And then when she got married, my father made her give it up. Isn't this exciting? And then she had this daughter, me. And she made her what she wanted to be. And she was fabulous the way she did it. Do you want to know how she did it? Her old toe shoes, which I used to run down the sidewalk in, on my toes, at 5. And then I saw the red shoes. I mean, anything to get out of the house. And I wanted to be that lady, that redhead. And then when she saw I really had to dance, she said, well, you can't do it until you're 8. Well, by then I was only 6, and I said, but I've got to dance. Let's face it, my family scene was not good. That's it.
Amazing.
My monologue is from The Godfather. It's when he's meeting with the 5 families to like discuss stuff.
His son's been killed.
Yeah.
And he's got another son left. So go ahead and lay it on us.
You talk about vengeance. Is vengeance gonna bring your son to you, or my boy back to me? I forgo the vengeance of my son, but my youngest son had to leave this country because of this Solazo business. And now I have to make arrangements to bring him back safely, cleared of all these false charges. But I am a superstitious man, and if some unlucky accident should befall him, if he should be shot in the head by a police officer, if he should hang himself in his jail cell, or if he's struck by a bolt of lightning, then I'm going to blame some of the people in this room, and that I do not forgive. But that aside, let's say that I swear on the souls of my grandchildren that I will not be the one to break the peace we have made here today. That's it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. My monologue is from the play The Clean House. People who give up the privilege of cleaning their own houses, they're insane people. If you do not clean, how do you know if you've made any progress in life? The dust always makes progress, and I remove the dust. That is progress. If it were not for dust, I think I would die. If there were no dust to clean, there would be so much leisure time and so much thinking time, and I would have to do something other than thinking, and that thing might be to kill myself. Just kidding. I'm not a morbid person, that just popped out. My sister is a wonderful person. She's a doctor at an important hospital. I've always wondered how one hospital can be more important than another hospital. They're places for human waste, places to put dead bodies. I'm sorry, I'm being morbid again. My sister has given up the privilege of cleaning her own house. something deeply personal she's given up. She doesn't know how long it takes the dust to accumulate under her bed. She doesn't know if her husband is sleeping with a prostitute because she doesn't smell his dirty underwear. All of these things she fails to know. I know when there's dust on the mirror. Don't misunderstand me. I'm an educated woman, but if I were to die at any point during the day, no one would have to clean my kitchen. Scene.
Yeah.
Woo! But the title of it is The Effects of Gamma Rays on Man in the Moon Marigolds.
Indeed.
Not
Go
sure.
for it.
Okay. Mr. Goodman? Oh, hello, Mr. Goodman. Yeah, how are you? Yeah, you'll never guess who it is. No, it's Mrs. Turgensen. Oh, you remember from Frozen Foods. Yeah, well, Matilda tells me that she's working for you now, and I just think that that's a delight. Yeah, you always gave so much attention to Ruth. I'll just bet that Matilda got jealous. She tends to do things like that, Well, anyway, I hope that she's working for you well. Well, I can't imagine what kind of stuff she could be doing in that gigantic science office. She's a terrible snoop. Oh, the attendance. Oh, and the cut cards, too. That's delightful. I didn't even know that girl could type. Although, I guess too much work isn't good for anyone. I never heard of a situation where a girl failed absolutely everything, regardless of what she was suffering from. Okay, well, yeah, I guess I should say recovering from. Yes, why I'm calling, actually. Well, Matilda came into my house and she put down the plant that you gave her. And the seeds have been growing in our living room for quite some time now. But then Matilda comes up to me and tells me that they've been exposed to radioactivity. And I hear so much terrible things about radioactivity that I automatically associate it with sterility. I'm just positively horrified to have those living in my living room for months. Can't you just grow normal marigolds like the rest of the class? I guess that does sound like a nice assignment. And Mr. Goodman? Mr. Goodman, I don't want you to think that I'm not interested, but please spare me the definitions over the phone. Tomorrow I'll go to the library and I'll pick up some nice little book on science and I'll know everything there is to know about radioactivity. No, you didn't insult me. I just want you to know that I'm not stupid. No, I just thought that prevention was better than tragedy, Mr. Goodman. We ought to have more fellas like you teaching our schools. No, I mean it. All right. Goodbye, Mr. Goodman.
Goodbye, Mr. Goodman.
Yeah.
Ow!
All right. Let's see. What is it? My thing is You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and I played Charlie Brown.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Wait, do I just begin?
That's the idea.
Okay. I think lunchtime is among one of the worst times of day for me. Always having to sit here alone. Of course, sometimes mornings aren't so pleasant either. Waking up and wondering if anyone would really miss me if I never got out of bed. Then there's the night too. Lying there and thinking about all the stupid things I've done during the day. And all those hours in between when I do those stupid things. Well, I better see what I've got. Peanut butter. Some psychiatrists say that people who eat peanut butter sandwiches are lonely. I guess they're right. And if you're really lonely, the peanut butter sticks to the roof of your mouth. Peanut butter. Oh, look, there's that redheaded girl sitting over there. I wonder what she'd do if I went up and sat down next to her. She'd probably laugh at me. It's hard on a face when it gets laughed in. There's an empty place next to her on that bench. There's no reason why I couldn't just go and sit over there. All I have to do is stand up. I'm standing up. I'm sitting down. I'm a coward. I'm so much of a coward, she won't even think of looking at me. Why hasn't she looked at me? Has she ever looked at me? Is she so great and am I so small that she couldn't spare one little moment just to... She's looking at me. She's looking at me.
Yeah.
Well, it's real simple. You got 2 more quarters, and that's it. Now, most of you have been playing this game for 10 years now, and you got 2 more quarters. And after that, most of you will never play this game again as long as you live. Now, y'all know me for a while, and for a long time now, you've been hearing me talk about being perfect. Well, I want you to understand something. Being perfect is not about that scoreboard out there. It's not about winning. It's about you and your relationship with yourself, your family, and your friends. Being perfect is about being able to look your friends in the eye and know that you didn't let them down because you told them the truth. And that truth is that you did everything that you could. There wasn't one more thing you could have done. Can you live in that moment as best you can with clear eyes and love in your heart, with joy in your heart? Well, if you can do that, gentlemen, well, then you're perfect. I want you to take a moment and put each other in your friend, put your friend, put you for, oh, I messed up. Okay.
No!
It's good. Just cut off the last part.
Oh my God. No, I gotta have the ending. Give me the ending, Dimitri.
If you can do that, gentlemen, then you're perfect. I want you to take a moment and look each other in the eyes and put each other in your hearts forever, because forever is about to happen in just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you.
There you go.
All right, so anytime, Shannon, you can begin.
Okay. I love someone too. And the person I love, I lost. I was 16 when I made the discovery. Love, all at once and much, much too quickly. It was like you suddenly turned a blinding light onto something that had always been half in shadow. But I was unlucky, deluded. There was something different about the boy, a nervousness, a softness and tenderness which wasn't like a man's, although he wasn't the least bit effeminate looking. Still, the thing was there. He came to me for help. I didn't know that. I didn't know anything until after our marriage, when we'd run away and come back, and all I knew was I failed him in some mysterious way and couldn't give him the help that he needed but couldn't speak of. I didn't know anything except I loved him unendurably, but without being able to help him or help myself. Then I found out, in the worst of all possible ways, by coming into a room that I thought was empty, which wasn't empty. It had 2 people in it. The boy I had married, and a man who had been his friend for years. Afterwards, we pretended that nothing had been discovered. Yes, the 3 of us drove out to Moonlight Casino, very drunk and laughing all the way. We danced the Venezuela, when suddenly, in the middle of the dance, the boy I had married broke away and ran out of the casino. A few moments later, a shot. I ran out, all ran and gathered about the terrible thing at the edge of the lake. I couldn't get near for the crowding. Then somebody caught my arm. Don't go any closer. Come back. You don't want to see. See? See what? Well, then I heard voices say, Alan. Alan, the gray boy, he stuck the revolver into his mouth and fired so that the back of his head had been blown away. It was because on the dance floor, unable to stop myself, I suddenly said, I saw, I know, you disgust me. And then the searchlight, which had been turned on the world, was turned off again. And never for one moment since has there been any light stronger than this. Kitchen candle. Okay, that's it.
Okay. My name's Angelique Blanco, and I'm performing the Crucible. Okay. Why, you taught me goodness. Therefore, you are good. It were fire you walked me through that burned all my ignorance away. It were a fire, John. We lay in fire. And from that night, no woman dare call me wicked anymore, but I knew my answer. I used to weep for my sins as the wind lifted up my skirt, and blush for shame because some old Rebecca called me loose. And then you burned my ignorance away. As bare as some December tree, I saw them all, walking like saints to church, running to feed the sick, hypocrisies in their heart. And God gave me strength to call them liars. And by God, I will scrub this word clean for the love of God. Oh, John, I will make you such a wife when the world is white again. You will be amazed to see me every day, a light of heaven in your home. Why are you cold?
Scene.
Then.
Clap.
I'm Mary Shanley, and I'm doing One True Thing. Come back here. Come on, I want you to sit down here. I want to talk to you. You sit there and you listen to me, because I'm only going to say this once, and I probably shouldn't say it at all. There is nothing that you know about your father that I don't know. Nothing. And understand better, okay? You make concessions when you're married a long time that you don't think you're going to make when you're beginning. When you're young, you say, oh, I'll never do this or that or the other thing. But time goes by, darling. And when you've slept together 1,000 nights and you've smelled like spit up from the babies when they're sick, and you've seen your body droop and get soft, and some nights you just think, oh God, I'm not going to put up with it another minute. But you wake up the next morning and the kitchen smells like coffee, and the kids have their hair brushed all by themselves, and you look at your husband and no, he's not the person you thought he was, but he's your life. And he's your history too. And if you cut him out, that's like cutting his face out of all of the pictures. It just makes a big hole and it ruins everything. You can be hard, Ellen, and you can be very judgmental. And with those two things alone, you're going to make such a mess out of your life you wouldn't believe. And I want to be able to tell you these things in 10 years. And when I look back on how most of what you learned so far came from your dad, it kills me to know how little I've gotten done. That's it.
Scene.
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys.
Hello, my name is Partick Harmon. 'Twas a brillig and the slithy toes, the gar and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogroves and the mome rafts out grabe. Beware the Jabberwock son, my son, the jaw Bite the claws that catch. Beware the jub bird, and shun the frugious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword at hand. Long time the manxome foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, he stood a while and sought. And in his uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flames, came burbling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O Frabjeste, Calloo, Calais, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gar and gimble in the web. All mimsy were the borogroves and the mome rafts outgrabe.
Jabberwocky!
Yeah.
Daniela Barajas, hello, Rick. Hello? Rick? Can you hear me? I'm calling from the bus. I'll be home in less than 15 minutes. What's that? Rick? This isn't a good connection. I'll speak a little louder. Is that better? Gee, everyone's looking at me. It's like they never saw anyone using a mobile in public transport. Listen, Rick, I need to tell you something. I just had a run at the dentist. No, not with the dentist himself, but with his old bagman assistant. He had begun drilling one of my upper front teeth. Seconds later, this stupid assistant of his put the sucker so far down my throat, I gagged. I jumped up from the horizontal position I was lying in so I can spit it out, but my back muscles weren't up to such sudden sit-up. I think I dislocated my vertebrae, or disc. I'm not sure which. So now, not only is my mouth swollen, but my back is out of whack. Rick, can you hear me? Okay then, so I grabbed the sucker from the dental assistant and tried to shove it into her own fat face. The dentist pulled us apart. No easy tests, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, can you imagine? I go to the dentist with a bad tooth and leave with the worst back. 1 second, Rick. There's a little twerp sitting next to me who's bothering me. Can you hear him? He's telling me to shut up or speak softer. 1 second. Hey, dickhead. It's a free country and I'll talk as loud as I want. I'm paying the bill for this mobile and I also paid for the ticket to get on this bus. So bug off. Back to that crazy dental assistant. Rick, do you think I can sue for medical malpractice? Or is it called negligence? Whatever the term is, I want compensation. My back is killing me. Oh, another thing. Rick, did they come in to fix the radiators? No? That's no excuse. I'm gonna phone them right now and give them a piece of my... Rick, the guy who told me to shut up is threatening me. He just said he's gonna ram the bloody mobile down my throat. Rick, call the police. Conductor, help! Ah! Scene.
And scene. Awesome.
Nice. Nice.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Rose Kleinfeld, and the title of my monologue is Broadway Bound. What do I want to do? Is that how it works? You have an affair, and I get the choice of forgetting about it or living alone for the rest of my life. It's so simple for you, isn't it? I'm so angry. I'm so hurt by your selfishness. You take what was good between us and leave me to pick up the pieces, and you still continue to lie to me. I knew about that woman a year ago. I got the phone call from a friend. I won't even tell you who. What's going on between you and Jack? She asked me. Are you two still together? Who's this woman he's having lunch with every day? She asked me. I said, did you see them together? She said, no, but I heard. I said, don't believe what you hear, believe what you see. And I hung up on her. Did I do good, Jack? Did I defend my husband like a good wife? A year I lived with that, hoping to God it wasn't true. And if it was, praying it would go away. And God was good to me. No more phone calls, no more stories about Jack and his lunch partner, no more wondering why you were coming home late from work even when it wasn't busy season. Until this morning. Guess who calls me? Guess who Jack was having lunch with twice last week in the same restaurant? Last year's lies don't hold up this year, Jack. This year, you have to deal with it. Scene.
Woo! Yeah.